The weather in western New York is cooling down. The Buffalo Bills are still red hot. In the first two games of the season, Buffalo is averaging 36 points a game, keeping opponents to under 10. For his part, Josh Allen has now thrown for more than 600 total yards and 7 touchdowns. His quarterback rating impressive. Everything seems to be clicking for the Bills, who are, of course, on the road this weekend in Miami. The aforementioned Vic Carucci is our Bills insider, and he joins me now live. So, Vic, everything's seemingly clicking here, except when you talk about injuries. Today is the day that we get this big injury report from the Bills. They lost players in the game against the Rams, lost a few more in the Titans game, and they're starting to pile up right now.
Yes, it's definitely a concerning injury list. There's no way around that. A lot of names and a lot of key names, and 4 players who are not going to play in this game on the defensive side, a defense that's been very smothering for the first 2 weeks. The biggest concern of that 4 for me in this game is Micah Hyde. Now, again, I'm not trying to minimize what Jordan Phillips and Ed Oliver or Dane Jackson could do if they were playing, but taking Hyde away is taking away that quarterback of your defense and a guy who keeps everybody in the right place, does a great job of that. And because it's Miami, a pass-oriented team, unlike Tennessee, a run-oriented team, it's hurtful, I guess, to not have that. But I, for one, am not panicking, Michael. I still think the Bills' depth is as good as it's been in a long time, and I think overall it will rise to the occasion.
Yeah, 14 players listed on the screen there with you, Vic, when you look at the total injury report. So I hope you're right on that one. Are the Dolphins really good enough to be viewed as this serious threat that I think a lot of people are treating them now? You look at how they played last week. The Bills' offense is just so impressive, has a defense that, stopped the Super Bowl champs, stopped Derrick Henry. How do you size up this game against the Dolphins?
Right. Well, I won't dismiss the Dolphins' 2-0 start out of hand. But I think there's some qualifiers, especially for what happened last week where they beat the Ravens, and Tua Tagovailoa, their quarterback, who'd been under, a lot of criticism, a lot of scrutiny, I should say, going into this year, comes up with 6 touchdown passes and 400-plus passing yards. But I think that had a lot more to do, Michael, with the absence of pass rush pressure from the Ravens and a real mess in their secondary, guys blowing assignments, just leaving guys like Tyreek Hill wide open. You don't do that to a guy with world-class speed, and Jalen Waddle, the other fast receiver they have. Now, we just covered the fact that the Bills have a lot of injuries in the back end, some injuries in the front end of their defense, but I think their defense can get more pressure. Von Miller, remember him, is still healthy and still viable, and others who should be a part of that, Greg Rousseau, Boogie Basham, so forth. I think they're going to harass, sack, mess up Tua Tagovailoa's game in ways that the Ravens didn't.
So talked a lot there about, the Bills' defense. As far as the Bills' offense, how do you see that playing out this weekend? We think Josh Allen and team are going to put up a show?
Michael, he's playing the best football of his life. This just in. But really, it's elevated. He was really good in 2020, 2021, but he's taken it to yet another level. And what I see, this collaboration with Ken Dorsey has, I think, crystallized quicker than I thought it would, and than a lot of people thought it would. The way the play calling is going, the way Josh is finding routes underneath and wide and close to the middle and deep, and I mean, they're just covering every inch of the field, and especially with Stephon Diggs. And I think that works to their advantage against the Dolphins or any team. They are a scoring machine. They've beaten the Dolphins 7 times in a row. They've averaged 31-plus points in those games. I don't think it's going to be any different Sunday.
So, Vic, this past week you would have done Sports Talk Live on Monday, right, before the Bills game. So I don't think we got your – have you come up with a prediction? I've got about 30 seconds left for this week.
Sure. I didn't get one in. You're right, because we didn't have a chance to. We were talking about the Tennessee game. But I'm going to go with the Bills in this one, and I'm going to keep them. I predicted every score so far in the 30s. So I'll say like 35 to like 27, something like that. I think Miami's going to get some points, yes.
Take the over on this one. All right. Vic Carucci is our Bills insider. Vic, always good to see you. Thank you.